Welcome to Blade HQ, everybody. Today is February 9th, 2026, and we have a ton of new knives to talk about. Before we jump into that, though, we're going to talk about our sponsor, CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool, prized for their ability to take awesome custom knives and turn them into production knives that you can put in your pocket at any time. You don't have to chase down a maker at a show or get into their books on Instagram. CRKT has you covered at a variety of different price points. If you want an entry-level thing to see if you like the design, or if you want something that is very faithful to the original custom, like we have here with this Lurch-designed Zephyr with the Damascus blade and the matching Damascus inlays with the blue anodized titanium and a reversible, just a deep carry pocket clip. This is just a really great knife, and it's a really great user from a really great name, and I really respect CRKT for that. And I'll tell you, this other knife we have on the table today from them is so nice. This is a Michael Walker design. Michael Walker is famous for having invented the liner lock, and you'll see a few liner locks around these days. They are quite common. This one, however, is a frame lock, so instead of having just a liner, it uses the full frame. And a lot of custom level features here. Look at all this milling, and I imagine what they did is they anodized this titanium and then polished off the flat here, so you get that nice pop of the texture beneath. And then a really nice rolling pocket clip. And what I like about that is most of the time pocket clips just land right against the scale and you just slide there. And sometimes that can chew up your pocket. But this is going to give you all the retention you need, but a nice smooth and easy in and out of your pocket without chewing it up. A lot of details covered by the CRKT knives. And I really love them, and I really love that they sponsored our video today. Now, if you're wondering what that sponsorship means, it means that at the end of this video, we go back to our live stream that's happening on Monday morning, and we give these things away. So if you want to get in on the giveaway, just make sure you join us every Monday at noon Mountain Standard here in the YouTube Live, and we will give these away. So come on and get some free knives. Now, without further ado, let's talk about some new knives, starting with the new for 2026 Benchmade Taiga Green Collection. So Taiga, being the biome of like boreal forest, is kind of known for having pines and snow. And I think this is kind of fun because they sort of really grab that pine thing. You have almost a pine green handle here with these bronzy, almost brown wood-colored accents, and then this beautiful PVD finish on the blade. This one feels very outdoorsy and hunting-y. Is hunting-y a word? I don't know. But I really appreciate what they've done here. We have it on the shootout here. That one will go for $350. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. And we also have it on the bug out and the mini bug out. And I gotta say, this might be my favorite of the fresh new colorways they've been trying out on these by integrating the Cerakotes and the different colors of FRN. Now, one thing to know about the shootout is recently there's been some trouble over with Crucible. Most of that's been resolved now. Crucible and its assets were acquired by Aerosteel, a French company. But many of the Crucible steels that we know and love might be a bit different now. And this used to be made with Cruware, but now it is made with Z-Ware. So it's made by Zap, which I want to say is Austrian. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to look that up. Anyway, Zap Steels makes a lot of high-speed steels, just like Crucible did and still does, as well as many of the other American ones. But this one will give you a very similar performance to Cruware, but it is Z-Ware. And keep an eye out. You're gonna be seeing a bit more Z-Ware coming around from Benchmade in the future. And keeping it with that, as S30V is becoming a little bit harder to come by for the last year or so, these bug outs and mini bug outs have LMAX blades. I personally view that as an upgrade. LMAX is a very high wear-resistant steel that has a very fine grain structure too. So if you're into mirror polishing your edges or getting really sharp, LMAX is a great steel for you. And I love that you can get it on the bug out. I want to say that's the first time you've been able to get an LMAX bug out. Anyway, so $200 for the bug out, $175 for the mini, $350 for the shootout. Other than that, they're the same knives you know and love. And then next up, we have a restock of the much-loved Purple Rain, this one is the Purple Sabre Kalashnikov. Now this one is probably the most luxurious Kalashnikov there's ever been for a few reasons. First of all, still has that upgraded D2 blade steel we've been running for a few years now. Beautiful purple color on that guy. But the handle, most of the time Kalashnikovs are cast, and that allows them to keep the really nice price point in around the $60 range. But Boker really pulled out all the stops for this one. This is the first Kalashnikov with a milled aluminum handle. So what that allows you to do is allows you to use a bit more of those high impact hardness sorts of alloys that they use in like firearms. It's like your 6061 or your 7071 aluminum, and they're just, like, it just feels really good. Another thing I really like here, maybe we can catch it on camera, is you can kind of see where the bit passed over, it left this almost subtle ribbing texture that gives you just a little bit of extra grip, which I really appreciate. I will say I love the milled aluminum on this. I wish it was on some other Kalashnikov models as well in a few different colorways, but for now, you gotta embrace your inner Samuel L. Jackson if you want that milled aluminum, which I think is really fun. However, that upgrade, which does provide quite a bit more durability for you, does come at a bit of a price. These are going for $94.95, a bit more expensive than your typical Kalashnikov. But other than that, it's the same beat it to heck, destroy it Kalashnikov you know and love. All right, next up from QSP, we have a new model, and the first we've seen of it is our exclusive variant. This is called the Ferret. So we have 4 exclusives. We have a black micarta with the stonewash blade. We have a black micarta black blade, as well as a marble carbon fiber black blade and a marble carbon fiber stonewash blade. And these are just lovely EDC knives. The design language reminds me a lot of their Canary line, but I personally like the handle of this quite a bit. Like, it just fits really nicely. It's good in neutral, so if you wanted to hold it reverse or if you wanted to go backwards like this, for all you tactical folks out there, it would work great for that. However, when it is in just your conventional knife grip, the way this groove and everything goes, it just locks your hand into place, and it's so pleasant to use. We also have a reversible deep carry pocket clip running a liner lock on this guy. Nitro V blade steel, so it's gonna give you great corrosion resistance, and it's gonna be pretty easy to sharpen, and it's going to get very, very sharp along the way. It's just an absolute pleasure of a knife to use. We've got a 3-inch blade on this guy. It weighs 2.73 ounces. If you want the micarta version, it goes for $55.95, $74.95 for the carbon fiber version. And these ones are coming very soon. So keep your eyes out because these are gonna be a lot of fun. Does that raindrop carbon fiber just not look so good? Oh my goodness, love it. All right, back on Kalashnikov craze, we have what we're calling the Chaos Clown. And it doesn't take too much guessing to know what this is based off of. We have a green aluminum handle. This one's the cast aluminum that we're more used to. And this fun screen printed purple Joker themed blade. Lots of fun, hits like an actual truck because of the automatic action here. And I love that we have the red pocket clip that defines the volume and issue for all you comic book fans out there. It's gonna follow the same sort of release structure. These ones are going for $79.95. The next up from Axial, these actually just barely got here this morning, so we don't even have listings up for them yet. The link in the description will take you to the Axial category. If you click it in a couple of days, it should show you these ones. These are 2 new things we have. First of all, this is the first time we've got this very interesting crimson color, and it's got this sort of like red and black thing. It reminds me of my big brother had a Nintendo DS Lite with the crimson colorway that had the black and the red. That's what this reminds me of. It's a lot of fun. Got a Magna Cut blade, made in the USA, very smooth action, and I believe the best pocket clip you can get on an OTF. It's just a nice loop over, deep ride titanium clip that you can swap to either side, and I love that we have a little bit of knurling on the clip to help you get it out of your pocket. Absolutely pleasant to use. And then we also have this new arc texture. And I think I prefer the arc texture just because it gives you a little bit more something to hold on to. Sometimes when you're using an OTF, like your hand can kind of slide around while you're using it because, like, especially if it's a smooth aluminum, you can kind of slide around if your hand gets sweaty. But this gives your fingers just a little bit of extra something to hold on to, provide you a bit of more secure grip. I'm really excited to see these as well. These ones are going to start at $259 at BladeHQ.com. Next up, we just got a great big shipment of my personal grail knife. These are the Hawk Knives Talon. Here we have an M390 blade, a full titanium handle on this version. However, we have some carbon fiber ones over here. And these are so incredibly nice. Now, I'll come right out of the gate. When I say grail, I mean it. The carbon fiber ones go for $1,000. The titanium is $1,200. So these are not cheap knives, but if you save your pennies, nickels, and dimes, I believe it's really hard to get better than these. Their actions are just so good. Listen to the sound of this lock. Oh, it sounds so good. It feels good. It's nice and clicky, crispy, a beautiful hollow grind on these, so it's gonna give you great slicing performance. And I love the grip clip as well. So what this is instead of your normal pocket clip that just relies on the bending, these have a little spring in them. So you can just push on this, and that way you can get extra retention that a normal pocket clip wouldn't give you. This will bite your pocket quite a bit harder than you're used to, but because you can put your thumb here and move it, it's not gonna cause you any issues on your pocket side. So if you're the kind of person who carries a $1,000 knife, you're probably also wearing a really nice pair of jeans, and you're not gonna worry about tearing them up with the grip clip on these guys. So we have this one with sort of like this green carbon fiber version. We have the titanium there earlier, that we talked about earlier, I should say. And we also have a classic twill carbon fiber for all you carbon fiber lovers out there, and a few other flavors you can check out over at bladehq.com. I will say these are technically production knives, but they are custom level quality, which means we get them in custom level quantities. So if you would like a Talon, I would recommend acting sooner than later because they never stick around for long. Next up, a very exciting knife is the Apex from Guardian Tactical. So first of all, Guardian Tactical is known for having some of the smoothest OTF actions in the world. In fact, I think I would go so far as saying the smoothest. They just glide so easily. And the Apex is a new model. It's kind of in the same size frame as the Recon 035 you're familiar with, but it's a bit more beefy. You have a 3.3-inch blade, weighs 3.4-inch blade weighs with 7.82 inches overall. Sorry, I can talk today. And I love these carbon fiber inlays that sort of have their own texture to them, which sort of like we were talking about on that Axial, give your hand a little something extra to grab onto when you're using the knife. Now, the elephant in the room with this one is we have a CPM Magnamax blade on this one. This is the first production knife I have seen with Magnamax on the blade. So for those of you who are not up to speed on Magnamax yet, it is a brand new blade steel that Laren has designed, and it is sort of a brother to MagnaCut. It is not here to replace MagnaCut by any stretch. MagnaCut was made to sort of be a replacement for S35VN, a balanced steel, giving you great toughness, great edge retention, and great corrosion resistance. Magnamax is going after those high edge retention steels. Think your S90Vs, S110Vs. You're gonna get better toughness than those, but equivalent edge retention and the same sorts of corrosion resistance that you will get out of a MagnaCut. So versus MagnaCut, it's going to have more edge retention, but less toughness. That is what Magnamax will give you. And I personally believe, you could read my whole article about it over at bladehq.com, that Magnamax is the best steel ever made for a folder. I'm sure there are smarter people than me who disagree, but that is my opinion, and I'm really excited to see it. I guarantee you this is just the tip of the iceberg. There will be many, many Magnamax knives coming down the line afterwards, but it's fun to see it here on the Apex to begin. And then lastly, a very exciting exclusive we have coming out with Sparrow Knife Company. This is the Strix. Now with this one, we have a 3.4-inch Vanax blade. A Vanax is really cool because it gives you very, very good corrosion resistance and a very solid edge retention as well. And then this titanium is polished and then flame anodized. So that means somebody with a very small flame on a torch went and put this really interesting pattern in there, almost looks like tiger stripes. And I think it's really fun because it matches the skeletonized look of the knife. It kind of gives you those fun line additions. Makes the knife look a little more angular. I almost say almost camouflage-like. It's a very much a looker of a knife, and it is coming very soon. 8 inches overall, 4.5 ounces, going for $390 at bladehq.com. And that is all the knives we have on the table, but this is a far cry from all the knives we have at Blade HQ. So make sure you head over there, check out the new arrival section, subscribe to our email and SMS groups to get more information on what is coming down the line, and especially subscribe to that SMS group because this week we're doing a really cool giveaway for all the new signups. You get a cool Chavez custom. Anyway, with that said, you can find all these knives over at bladehq.com with links in the description, and we'll see you next time.